Making this video is so hard. Or seriously. So today is currently Wednesday, June 21st, 2023, 8:29 p.m. And I'm looking at the clock. That's what I'm looking at, just to be exact. And this video is something I've been thinking about a lot, because not that I need to give an explanation about what has been going on in my life, but I think people have been noticing my very discreet messages and posts on other social media platforms, and then are curious about what's been going on in my life. And some people have reached out and privately messaged me, and some have texted if they have my number, things like that. And again, I really surprise myself, because every year there'll be something that is going on in my life, and then I'll tell myself years later, I look back on it and I ask myself, like, I don't even know how I overcame that. Whether it's someone, I ended a relationship with, I had a falling out with, like someone I don't talk to anymore, or something that I thought would end up happening but then didn't happen, like, or something that I thought I could just never do, but I end up doing. So many times I really surprise myself with the ability of how I'm able to conquer whatever it is that I set my mind to. And I know not everyone is like me, but I'm just sharing with you my thoughts and my feelings. And if you've followed my life, literally, because I've been on YouTube for years, and if you followed me on Instagram, I think it's even longer. And it's pretty crazy to think that there's people who watch my videos and they know more about me than I know about them, sadly, but that's the truth. And this video is pretty much for anyone who just cares about my well-being. And just a disclaimer, I'm not dying, if that's what you're worried about. This is more of just a lot of updates and just on how I feel and what's just on my mind. So if you're interested, you can keep watching. So where do I begin? 2023, this year, the beginning was very overwhelming, with literally traveling right after New Year's, going to the Philippines, going to Japan, and then heading back here to the US to then spontaneously go to Germany for a film festival the following month, which I celebrate my birthday there, and then coming back again to the US, and then from March until now has been a huge roller coaster in itself. Not the type of roller coaster that I would like to be on, but it is what it is. And I'm sharing my update and stories because I feel that it will help people feel less alone, because many times I feel alone. Sometimes I feel that nobody relates to whatever it is I'm going through. Most of the time I think a lot of people don't care about whatever it is that I have to say. So then I get the question back to me. People always ask, well, then why do you make YouTube videos, or like, why do you make content, or why do you post anything if you think people don't care? And for me, I've always answered, it's not that I make things for people. Like, that's like the second part of if it does reach somebody, if someone was able to watch this video, then cool, like I appreciate it. And if they get something out of it, then that's even better. But I make videos like this because I don't know who honestly watches these videos. And ever since I experienced death, not my own, obviously, like people dying in my life, and I like experienced that at a very young age, that's when I told myself that I would document my life and people. That's the honest truth. I always feel this fear that there's never enough photos or videos of the memories that I've experienced with people or that I've experienced on my own. And so I always capture it, because when those people don't exist anymore, if I'm not in that place anymore that I'm visiting, that's all I have left to look at. So that's, and I look at things that I've experienced in the past many times. I'm not one to just like take a lot of photos on my phone and then like never look at it like ever again and just leave it in a hard drive and just forget all about it. I look at a lot of stuff that I've captured throughout the years over and over again. And most of the time it's bittersweet because there's many people in those photos and videos that I don't associate with anymore. And I'm just fortunate enough that I was able to document it, like I said. So going back, March of this year, I don't even know how. I sometimes when I speak things out loud, it's just like I sometimes can't believe it that it happened to me. So I met someone that literally I thought was a good person. You can only imagine where this is going. And I thought that I wouldn't meet someone that would be a good person. And then after a few weeks, literally, it was like everything went opposite and 360, and I found out that they were completely not who they presented themselves to be, and that was heartbreaking. And the craziest part of it is that I had to find out that this person was already in a long term of a relationship, and I was still nice enough to bring this person back to their place that I didn't even know where they lived, and I could have dropped them off in the middle of nowhere, but I didn't, because that's just not who I am. And I met that person's person, and luckily everything was cordial. Like, they knew that I honestly didn't know that that person existed in their life. But yeah, that was rough. That was rough. When you meet someone and you think there's someone that actually is not who they are, that's really scary. And you want to hope that you could see the good in people, right? You don't want to assume automatically when you meet someone new that they're a bad person. You want to give the benefit of the doubt, and then you find out that they aren't a good person, and you're just like, why did I even bother? Why did I even try? And then you just want to isolate. I was in that situation. Luckily, I have a lot of self-discipline, and if anyone who knows me in my life, when I say you're not in my life anymore, you're not in my life anymore. I'm very strong about that. And so once I like turned around and like said like I would never associate with this person ever again to their person, like I never did. And that person kept contacting me and I never responded. Like, to me, they were dead to me. So that was in a month. That was March. And then April, May, and now we're in June. I have not worked a 9 to 5. That's like common here in the US, a 9 to 5 job. I don't know about other countries, so I can't speak on their behalf. But I haven't worked like an office job in a very long time. I usually work as a freelancer, and the way, like, this was even before the pandemic, I was used to just working on set and then make a big lump sum and then like travel and then work on another project, something like that. But because of like strikes, like the writer's strike and things like that, it has been difficult to get jobs on set, for me at least. And so I just got an office job, and it's really depressing, to say the truth. People say like it's better to have a job than no job, but I feel so uncreative, unmotivated. Yes, like I met people at my job and I didn't tell them at first like what I actually do, because I didn't want them to know that I do what I do, which is like, you know, work on movies, commercials, things like that, shoot photography. And at first it was okay, because I felt like this person who had like another life type of thing. Like, even though I was working an office job, if I was not at work, I would be traveling or I'd be on set for like a small job. But then it's like I realized there's such a difference in lifestyle. Like, the people at my job are just not like me, in a sense that they just talk about general things like family and like the weather and what they did over the weekend. And like for me, I'm so like the way how I think and the way and what interests me is just different. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with how they are. It's just that I find myself always feeling like an outcast, because I'm always researching, reading books, watching movies, shows, and like wanting to create stuff, make things. And like I just wasn't motivated to make any YouTube videos, wasn't motivated to photograph. I actually thought that getting a Leica M6 would actually be beneficial and make me want to shoot more. And it did for like the very, very beginning. And then it just like fell off, especially with like the prices being more expensive now for film and things like that. But I don't want to give up on shooting film, but I don't want to shoot digital either. So it's just been a very unbalanced life right now for me. And so and I have friends who tell me like that's part of being a creative, but I hate it. I hate this like stability life. I want something a little bit more stable. It doesn't have to be completely stable, but like the fact that like I'm literally a single woman that is a creative, that doesn't have any children, it's like the world is like literally my oyster. Like I could do whatever it is that I want. But then I started realizing like being in your 30s, every other person around me is either like starting a long-term relationship, is like starting a family, like really big investments, and like to each their own. Like I just don't see that for myself. I haven't even said that out loud, but that is true. I think that growing up, I was raised to believe like my life was supposed to have this timeline where like I go to school, I graduate, have this like awesome job, and then like meet somebody and get married, have children, have family, blah 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 blah. But like for me, I had to unlearn all of that, and I'm much happier in my own like life, like excluding work life. I'm happy just being alone. And so these past months, I've just been to myself. And I'm thankful and appreciative for the little people. When I say little, I'm not saying they're really little. Like I have a small circle of people that are support. And they check up on me, they reach out, they make sure that I'm okay. I appreciate those people entirely. But do I hang out with them in person? Sometimes, but not really, not as much as I'd like to. And unfortunately, a lot of other people I'd want to hang out with don't live nearby. So I'm always alone, and I'm fine being alone. I enjoy playing basketball alone. I go exercise alone, read a book alone, like literally. And people who see that on the outside think that's weird. And I don't care, because I continue doing that because that's what fulfills me and what works for me. But I get told many times, like, oh, like, who are you with? Or like, why are you doing it alone? And I'm just like, I don't know. Like, it's just so hard to coordinate with people. And maybe that's me being like impatient. But for me, it's like, I just want to like, let's go to the park, let's go to the, like, do this. Like, and people are, I don't know, I gotta look at my schedule, this and that and that. And like, it's not that I'm not busy, but it just takes so much time to try to coordinate. And then a lot of people like to tell me, like, or ask me how I am, and then they say I could like hang out with them or spend time. And then it's like when I go see them, they don't really listen to whatever it is I have to say. They talk and talk and talk about whatever else they have to say. And then when I start opening up about whatever I'm feeling, it's like they just give me this like long stare, like, did you just like say that? Or like, how can I just change the topic? And then I ask myself, like, why am I here? So I also appreciate that people continue to invite me to things. But then I tell them honestly, like, I'm very selective with who I hang out with and what I do, like, as a group, because I know for a fact the more and more I work on myself, I know that when I'm with people, it really is like, you just never know. And so I just rather like not stay comfortable. Like, I don't mind meeting new people, but like there's like a time limit. Like, I will not just like sit through something if I don't like it. Like, I will speak up, I will say what's on my mind. And I realize like the more and more I do that, a lot of people can't handle how I am. And maybe that's just the people that I know right now. And I get that all the time. A lot of people say like, oh, I need to find people who are like me. And it's like very slim. And maybe that's because I'm a rare breed. I don't know. And yeah, so what else has happened in my life? My car got broken into. I thought that like was like a story like you would see on the news and like on people's Instagram stories. When it finally happened to me, I felt weird. Like, getting my own car, paying for my own car, like, I don't have kids, so my car is literally something that I take care of and invest in. And to find out that someone who was some random stranger sit in the back seat of my car because there's a security camera and capture that, like, that was very heartbreaking. And to drive inside my car, I felt weird. Like, I didn't even want to be inside my car. And like some things were like stolen, but it wasn't like the end of the world. Like I was able to replace it. But yeah, I was just like, I felt violated. I felt that like I don't even want to drive this car anymore. Like I want to go get a new car, as if like cars are just like easy to get. So yeah, that happened. So that also brought my mood down. That was also like, so that was like April, and it's just it literally has been rough. Those like just those certain events alone already has just been messing me up. And so I started just focusing on basketball a lot, and exercising while watching basketball, because whenever I'm angry or upset, I take it out literally to exercise. Like that is my thing. Or I journal a lot and a lot and a lot. And it's crazy to think that like I thought like getting older, like things like are somewhat easier, like traveling. Like for me, it's like I know it's not that hard. But sometimes I just feel like I'm in this bubble still. Like I feel like I'm not able to do what I want to do because I'm still working on trying to like have the resources I need to make those things happen, if that makes sense. And I got off social media, like excluding YouTube, because as much as I love talking to random strangers on Instagram who are so-called fans, I don't know what to call you, followers, that's even weird, I just hate being on Instagram. I just feel that a lot of people use that as an excuse to be like, oh, I know that Joan's alive because she's posting, so like I don't have to hit her up, I don't have to contact her. So that made me not want to be on Instagram. I rather have people just want to meet in person or on the phone or on video call. I hate texting, but trying my best to accommodate because not everything can go my way. And what else? Yeah, I just have low tolerance in talking to people. I say people say that they care or that they're interested in my well-being, but I feel like they don't. And that's not me just like assuming without giving them a try. It's like they do the effort and then I'm like, nah, like you just want to know what I'm doing so then you could just be a part of it, or like you just want to just have me there for some reason. Like it's just, I don't know. That's just how I feel. And I thought about this. So in July, I'll be posting more Joan's soapbox. That's literally what I'm gonna call this series, and it's just me talking. I know there'll be like times on my YouTube channel where like I'll post and then like vlogs and things like that, and like those are the videos that don't get the most views. But honestly, it's like I don't even care. Like I know the ones who do watch those vlogs are the people who really actually are interested in whatever it is that I do, and I miss doing those. I really do. I miss creating vlogs, and I hate that I had to, like, I thought it was better to make a YouTube channel, a separate one for my vlogs, and I wanted this like aesthetically pleasing YouTube channel, but now I'm just like, whatever. Like if I end up having 1,000 videos on my YouTube channel compared to the one person that just created a YouTube channel with like 2 videos and went viral, like I don't care. Like I didn't end up being that person. And I'm tired of trying to think I'll end up like that person. Because I do feel like there was a time when I couldn't help it. Like, I know a lot of other people who wish that they could be like certain people that they see on social media, and then wish that it happened to them, where like they have a lot of followers or subscribers, and then like they have this cool, like so-called cool, like group of friends and things, circles, whatever. Like, I'm just like over it. Like, I'm so fine just like putting whatever videos I want to put out. And like, not that it's never gonna be about what I'm into. I'll still make my short films and photography and things like that. But like, I'm tired of making these videos where like I'm just like showing you where I'm going and like the photos I capture with it. Like, it's just a same template, you know, and for me it's just not fulfilling anymore. Like, I just want to do something different, but I don't want to just keep saying that and I never put anything out. So this is just my one series that I know I'm gonna do, which is probably, hopefully I can also make it into a podcast for people who want to not just watch the video version. They could just listen on their headphones or in their car, because I love listening to podcasts. So maybe I'll also turn it into a podcast, but it'll be called Joan's Soapbox. I got that from watching Stan Lee, who created Spider-Man. If you don't know who Stan Lee is, his documentary. He did have like this little column in the newspaper back in the day called Stan's Soapbox. So I got that inspired, and so I want to make Joan's Soapbox, where it's like you just talk about whatever it is that you want to share with the public. So this is episode 0, I guess. I don't know. So if you're into that, here it is. And it's just so much easier for me to talk to my audience. I don't like having these like discrete Instagram stories where people are like reading or seeing whatever, and they're just like, what the hell's going on with this girl? And this is how I think, and I think, to be honest, a lot of people don't like how I think. I don't care, but that's just how I think. I overthink a lot. That's the truth. And I'm gonna mention 2 last things, because this video is almost 30 minutes. One is it makes me really sad. Also, I don't talk to my family that much anymore. My extended family. I don't talk to my cousin, my cousins in Dubai, and I know they watch my YouTube channel, and it's sad. It's just really sad. I also don't talk to many of my family in the Philippines that you might have seen in the vlog or travel diaries. It's just hard when you're like far away, and then when you talk through technology, things get misinterpreted and things like that, compared to like being able to hang out in person. Like, I do miss hanging out with all of them, but I think they don't realize that. And everyone's just like stubborn that they don't want to message each other. So I'll just leave it at that. And lastly, I'm gonna just say is that even though I feel alone, there are times that I feel lonely. Right now I feel very depressed. But I'm not here to just say that so you feel bad for me or you feel sorry. I'm just making this video again because like I just want to document that this is currently how I am, and hopefully on another day I can look back at this and say like, oh, like that was a time when I felt sad, when I thought that no one cared, and I cried at work today. I hate my job. I literally do. And I know people in the comments are probably going to be like, oh, then quit your job. And it's easier said than done. And yeah, I'm just trying to figure it out. And even though people send words of encouragement, it'd be nice to have finally like a lifeline, like a miracle happen, that like an opportunity arises where like I could leave this job and I could do something else, something much more fulfilling and will make me feel better. And hopefully I could like be able to socialize with people again, where I don't feel like they don't care about what I have to say, that they actually do care. And I don't have to just end up crying in front of everyone, because it's happened many times with different people. And I'm tired of it. I'm tired of explaining myself and making people, having to show people like this is how I feel. And I don't know why you guys tell me that you care, and then when I tell you how I feel, it's like you people don't know how to respond to it. And then they'll just change the topic. Changing the topic or not saying anything at all, like that messes me up so much. So for now, I just talked to my therapist. I don't think there's anything wrong with talking to a therapist, even though some people think it's biased because you're paying someone to listen to you. But I've gotten better feedback from that person than like a lot of other people that say that they're there for me, but then I don't really feel like they are. So I'm gonna leave it at that. You can leave however you feel, or if you want to say something in the comments. Yeah, thank you again for watching and staying tuned to my channel. I know that it's been a while, but I'm going to do my best to continue to make content. So just please be patient with me. Okay. Sayonara. It's the end of the video, so don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. If you haven't, it will help me in the long run. Okay, bye.